Yeah, it was amazing to make 2 films in one go. And I mean, obviously exhausting as well, but you really stay in character and you really have time to develop and build up so much. There's so much backstory and history and so many things that you can bring into it that it was really interesting to play this last film, definitely.
Films.
Absolutely, and you know, the fact that I had a chance to work with, I think it was 4 different directors, is amazing. You know, the fact that I had the experience, and then, as you say, each film has its own individual character and its own, you know, so for part 2, it was incredibly physical, and you know, really learning how to do those stunts and how to do those action sequences. And for part 1, you know, there's very intense emotional scenes, and I feel like I've been to the best film school, best acting school I could possibly. Nothing will ever be as. I feel like nothing will ever be as challenging in a way, you know, and having to work with so many special effects and act to nothing and imagine everything, and you know, it's been a real exercise for my mind and my body and everything. It's been amazing. You know, what I've learned doing this, I will bring with me everywhere, and it's more than anything, I've realised, you know, I've literally just come off my first other film.
The Wallflower movie.
Yeah, and I realised when I was doing it, I was like, I have so much stamina as a result of doing these, and it's just set me up so well, and I feel really strong and able to take on there's pretty much nothing they can throw at me that would shock me. You know, I've jumped on dragons, I've flown on broomsticks, I've worked with animals, I've done you know, everything. So it's, as I said, you know, it's set me up really well. She started off as this girl who was just so eager to please above all else that she thought that being expelled was worse than dying, and she thought that, you know, winning these teachers' approval was more important than anything else. And she's developed into this young woman who has this very independent mind and who knows the right thing above all else and so much of the confusing stuff, and she knows what's right and she follows her heart, and she has huge courage and determination, and she, you know, she just really developed into, you know, the kind of woman I would want to be. She's an amazing role model, and you know, and I have to thank. I mean, Jo put it there in the book that she was this incredibly strong woman and this great witch, but David really was true to that, and all the way through the movie you see she's the one performing the most difficult spells. True. She's just as much a part of saving Harry and Ron, and just as key as any of the other men and the other boys, and that's genuinely, I know we're in 2011, but that's genuinely pretty unique, and she's really setting a new standard. That's and true. I hope people will see it and take notice of that. Yeah. People ask me, you know, are you afraid of always being associated with this character? And just not at all. I'm thrilled. I mean, of anyone that I could be associated with for the rest of my life, for it to be Hermione Granger, beautiful, strong, intelligent, determined, you know, girl power. I'm thrilled. I'm completely the opposite, and you know, I wouldn't mind at all. I wouldn't mind at all. And Perks Being Wallflower was the most amazing experience. I honestly had the summer of my life. I really, really did. It was so special, and I think it's going to be a great movie. I think, you know, when you're changing so much, it's difficult to constantly have to sort of face yourself in a way, and I wasn't allowed to sort of go off into a dark room and figure myself out. I had to do it in the spotlight, which at times was difficult. But you know, I haven't known it any other way, and it's been an incredible experience. So, and and I got to do it with this great role. So it's good. It's difficult, not really between acting and fashion, but certainly between my career and trying to study. Definitely. Very difficult, very challenging. But, and I do feel split into a lot of different pieces. I'm trying to create more time just for myself, and I've realised that having time just to be myself is important, and I'm going to try and take on a few less things over the next few years, so I'm excited for that.